Hey everyone, welcome to Zeitgeist Zealots. I'm Forrest.
And I'm the contractor.
And I'm Robbie.
Tip is here
Robbie.
too.
Tips.
Oh, I'm here! Oh, Tip!
And the Last of Us tippers. How are we all
Damn
doing
it.
today?
Oh.
Happy President's Day, everyone.
That was yesterday.
Well, the listeners don't know that.
Oh,
Happy
well.
President's Day to you, listeners. Tweeted us at ZZilla Podcast on Twitter. Let us know what you did on President's Day. What podcast did you listen to?
Did you go do
Did you watch? I was gonna say, did you watch Quantum Mania like I did? Guys, did you know that Ant-Man is literally in the word Quantum Mania? Whoa, man!
I was too busy.
Mind-blowing.
I was too busy going to an Abe Lincoln rave.
Nice.
Yeah, everyone was just dressed with like a top hat and a beard. All right, so we're talking about Last of Us episode 5 and 6, and maybe Ant-Man, Quantumania later on. So episode 5, this was when we saw Henry and Sam, and
This was powerful.
it was.
Yeah.
This might have been some of the best. Like, this was like a Greek tragedy. Like, this is like the king of Greek tragedies. Like, to spoiler it's all the way through 5 and 6, and Rob's probably gonna mention something from the game, but we're not gonna get spoilery into that. or he's gonna try his best. But just to just kind of from Krish, what I love so much about this is that, like, the tragedy of it all, right? Because, dude, Kathleen sent her entire fucking gang, all the rebel army.
Oh,
right?
ignoring every other problem.
After these two kids, right? Really, after Henry, after this one kid, right? And then
Poetic
they all get
justice.
killed, and it's so amazing. But, like, dude, that's who, dude. Fedra's dead. They killed all of Fedra.
Then they became
in
Fedra.
KC, and then they became Fedra. They became the terrorist, the tyrant leaders. But then they got killed, right? So, like, everyone who's just minding their own business in KC, not paying attention to anything what's happening, they're fucked. Like, Kansas City's dead now.
Yeah, there's no protection.
Yeah, because that giant swarm is
They
coming.
brought their entire army after one kid, and their entire army got killed. So now the whole city's just gone.
So how about that bloater? That was
Amazing.
Yeah, he's been down there cooking for a while.
Wait, what
Ooh.
would cause that with the fungus? Some kind of...
Time.
Oh,
15
yeah.
years.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time. And they
I
were
thought it was
locked
just
up
speed.
they were locked up in the sewer. Yeah, the
Dude.
stuff just grows on him over time, and
Good
it
answer.
takes a
though.
long
Yeah,
time
wow.
to become
Yeah.
a bloater.
Isn't there like a boss in the second game called like the Rat King? It's like a bunch of different bodies that like melded together from the fungus. It's even
I
like
think that's
grosser.
one of the later games or something.
Yeah, it's the second one, I think.
Yeah.
It's called like the
I
Rat
actually
King.
didn't even beat the second one.
Yeah, so I mean, it's interesting like how creative they can get with like this sort of. It's not like the zombies in like Walking Dead are just dead people, but like it seems like in The Last of Us, there's different versions and stages of these
You have different
zombies.
levels. Yeah, you have the clickers.
You have the bloaters.
Darn it, Forrest, did you just spoil the whole series?
No, he just barely mentioned the game to a console he doesn't even own. So I
Yeah.
would be hesitant to call that spoilery.
Yeah, but the bloater was cool. It ripped off the guy's head, and as we all know, the guy whose head was ripped off played Tommy in the video game.
Yeah,
So
so
that was
What?
cool.
very cool. All right, but let's get back to the beginning of it, right? So we
Mhm.
open up and Henry is holding Joel Joel and Ellie at gunpoint, right? And we find out, spoiler alert for episode 6, right? Joel's hearing really does get the fucking best of him, doesn't it?
Mhm. Yeah, he rolls over on his other side.
And he
It
is
was deaf
just,
ear.
just deaf. And then
All
we get a
the
flashback.
shooting.
Then we get the flashback of 10 days earlier, right? So the flashbacks are getting smaller and smaller.
Oh, yeah.
We get a flashback. Now it's just 10 days ago, and we get to see the fall of Fedra, right? Which is really cool because, like, when you open up, you're like, oh man, like, how long has Fedra been gone? Right? It's just 10 days, right? Like, it's not very,
Oh, wow.
it's
It's just
less
10
than 2
days,
weeks,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So, I mean, not
They
as
make it
long.
seem like longer.
Yeah, it's not as long as like the CNN app or the Prime Minister from England. What's her name?
They've had
Truss?
20
They
years of
last
hatred
longer.
just brewing up.
Oh yeah.
It
Oh,
just
and,
exploded.
When you stare into the abyss long enough, the abyss stares back into you. And like we saw that, right? Like that they were lynching a dead body, and that guy must have had 50 knives in him.
Oh, the one they were dragging
yeah.
down the street behind
Yeah.
the truck.
Like, dude, there's nothing but pure hatred in your.
Oh,
in his
dude,
heart.
it was rough. Like as the camera's going down the street and they're just beating the crap out of all.
You want to talk about being stupid, right? So Kathleen kills the doctor. Bro, we are post-apocalypse, dude. Doctors are like
man, yeah,
the most
you do
important
not wanna
people in the
kill a
world.
doctor.
Yeah.
And
It's
you
like
just-
she was looking for any reason
had
she could,
she had what
Who's
came to
gonna
her
tell?
coming.
Who's gonna tell them to put antifungal cream when they get bit?
right,
No one knows.
exactly. I also think that episode 92 of Zeitgeist Zealots aged wonderfully. Because Forrest, I agreed with you. I was like, look, I missed last episode. I was listening along though, and I agreed with you. I was like, how does this doctor remember the patient? Or remember the baby that like he grows out. You and Tip had a really good debate about it, and then Tip made a really good point. Like the doctor would remember, and I was like, yeah. I mean, I guess if I saw a baby coming out of a woman's vagina, I'd probably remember that baby. Like that's pretty remembering. I don't care if you deliver 1,000.
But when you do
out.
it, yeah, exactly. Like,
But then we find out that he's actually been like hiding Henry. So it makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
why there's such a strong connection between the two. Oh, and
Where
then
Well, I don't know if it should reveal
and it's
yet.
all for naught, guys. It's all for naught. It doesn't even matter at the end
Yeah.
of the day. And like, dude,
Not
like
a happy ending.
Henry kills himself, and you're just like, oh my god, like, and like it hits you so fast, because you know, he just had to kill his brother.
Nothing matters.
He just had to kill
Nothing
his
mattered.
brother, right? And that's so sad and
Yeah, I'm just like,
devastating.
what have I done?
But then when you think about it, all the sacrifice he made to save his
It's like
brother.
been his whole purpose, and he's just
Yeah,
lost
like,
that purpose.
It's not just saving his brother, right? Like he had to give up the leader of the resistance, this great
Went
man
through
that
a
he
lot.
loved. He betrayed his family and his leader, his rebel leader, right? And it doesn't matter at the end; it was all for naught, right?
No.
It is a
Mhm.
beautiful Greek tragedy. Like this is move over, Iliad.
And
move
I
over
feel it did add
Odyssey.
to it that they made him deaf in the show.
What?
Yes,
Major,
I like that.
you cannot be serious.
Yeah, I am
That
serious.
is. I'm not even quite sure what to say to that.
I think
Well-
you would say that's a good idea. Why are we teaching? Why are you telling me we can't find better literary tales to teach in the last 3,000 years?
I will say,
Probably.
Last of Us is a better show than the movie Troy. I think we can
Thank
agree.
you.
on
That's
that
all
much.
I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like
Okay.
when the substitute
Okay,
teacher
fair.
walks in, when substitute teacher walks in, and it's like obviously number 1 is Patriots, number 2 is Planet Earth, but number 3 maybe The Last of Us episode 5, a study of Greek tragedies.
We don't have to see Legolas shoot a barrel. It's the same. The guy's like the exact same guy who played Legolas in Lord of the Rings as Paris, and Troy's just shooting. He's just shooting an arrow and he kills Achilles with it. And it's just like this guy's getting typecast. Poor Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, maybe he's just really good with the Archer. Maybe he'll be. Never mind. I was gonna say the next Hawkeye, but God bless. I hope Jeremy Renner comes back.
Oh yeah,
The real fucking the real hero on that
He
team.
seems to be recovering. Yeah, I mean,
That's
give,
good.
Give
God bless
Hawkeye
him.
better. Give Hawkeye a better second season.
Yeah, maybe
we got-
give him a TV show about him for once.
Yeah, not Hawkeye, not ancillary characters and Hawkeye. It's make it actually about Hawkeye. So, yeah, I think the issue is with Hawkeye. He just doesn't have a whole lot of villains. It's like what they're gonna do for season 2, but we'll just see. It's interesting though. Cutting back to Ant-Man and Quantumania, you know, Darren Cross was in that movie.
Yeah,
Spoiler. His cousin is
it was in the commercial. Go on.
yeah, his cousin's Crossfire, who's sort of like Hawkeye's arch enemy. So it would be, I guess, if they want to do season 2, they could do Crossfire, and you know, they could just have a flashback with Darren Cross, I guess.
No, you know what you do is you get Bullseye from Netflix Daredevil.
No,
You bring him over.
They need to stop making Bullseye like every other.
Stop making Bullseye happen.
Yeah, well, Bullseye should just be a Daredevil villain. He shouldn't be a Hawkeye villain. He shouldn't be a Deadpool villain. He shouldn't be a Captain America villain or Wolverine villain. They just want like have him fight everyone. He's sort of like just become like.
Why not?
I
Oh
don't
no! Tell me more about this. Why are you hoarding this one villain to this one superhero?
Because we haven't even had decent Bullseye.
We have.
Bullseye in costume.
We haven't had a decent Justice League movie. The life is unfair.
What? I thought the Justice League movie was good.
I'm just saying, instead of doing Bullseye,
along with the Snyder cut.
My point is, instead of doing Bullseye in season 2 of Hawkeye, there's another villain they could do who has more history with Hawkeye. That'd be better.
Like him.
Who's basically Crossfire. It's the exact same as Bullseye. He's like just a really good marksman, but he has he lost an ear and an eye.
So why would you? Why not bring over the exact same character that you've already that fans already know? Like fans would be stoked if you brought back.
Why can't they introduce a new villain? Well, he has introduced Bullseye back in Daredevil.
I think they introduced enough new stuff in Phase 4.
But I think people want to see. I think people want to see Crossfire in a Hawkeye show rather than Bullseye in a Hawkeye show. I'm just saying.
That's true. You were just saying. Hey, you were just saying Hawkeye doesn't have enough villains. So I was.
But Crossfire is like one of his one big villain. Besides, I guess Swordsman, who was in the first season too, but he wasn't even a good guy. But yeah,
he was a good guy at the end. Plot twist.
He was a stand-up swordsman. Anyway, back to Last of Us. We actually did enjoy the show, so we do.
We love it to death. Yeah, you know how.
Oh yeah.
Listeners know how we roll. We tangent.
Man, it's dark.
It is, especially in those tunnels where apparently that's where everyone got infected. They had
you want to talk about more beautiful irony, right? Kathleen just gives no regard to children, right? And fuck, children die every day, and then she gets
she's terrible
all the time. Just the way she said it.
Fucking.
And I gotta tell you what, perfect casting, because I hate her. I've hated her since Fargo. Her characters have always been just terrible.
I don't think that was
phenomenal acting.
I don't think that was
from Fargo.
Yeah, great acting, just phenomenal acting. What'd you say?
That wasn't the same actress from Fargo. That was a different actress.
From
season 1.
Yeah, I thought so. I could be wrong.
I don't think that was her, but yeah, she was great. I don't think she was a nurse because I think pretty much a nurse would probably care about children dying. She was just nah.
I don't think she said what she was.
Yeah, we don't even know what we just know her brother was the resistance leader, and I guess she was the heir apparent after he died. So
I like that though, right? Because you're how did this terrible woman become in charge of all these people, become head of the resistance movement? And it's nepotism. That's how.
Well, I guess maybe she was playing it with her brother, and I guess her brother was the one who sort of, knew. Maybe he was more militaristic than she was.
He seemed nicer. He seemed like a better leader, and she's just a crazy bitch who she's the vice president. If Biden died tomorrow, she's Kamala Harrison.
Hopefully, Kamala Harris will be more competent as a leader.
Would you say hopefully? Yes, hopefully, yes. I agree with that.
I mean, Biden's he's going to be the oldest president. He currently is the oldest sitting president.
I don't even think I'm being controversial here. I haven't met a single
dude, but have you seen that guy?
Harris.
He's going to be in office. If he wins the next election, doesn't die, he'll be in office till he's 86.
That's awesome, dude. Let's go.
Yeah, but to be fair,
how old was Reagan?
I think Reagan was a bit young. He was in his 70s, I think, when he finished. But I think he was probably in his 60s when he first assumed office.
Guys, age is.
And he was shot. Don't forget that he was shot and survived.
Survived, dude.
I actually haven't been listening to any of this conversation.
Do you know?
That's pretty impressive.
Do you know?
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty impressive.
Do you know they released the guy who shot Reagan from prison?
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he served his sentence, apparently. Well, he didn't even go to prison. He was in a mental institution. But he I think disabled 2 other guys.
Well, then he just shot him to impress an actress, right?
To impress Jodie Foster, but he permanently disabled I think one of his secretaries and a police officer.
That's awful.
And I think
one of them died. You know why they let him out?
I guess
because the CIA and the FBI weren't in charge of it. If they were, then he'd be dead, right? Right, Joe Rogan?
Oh, Oswald? Well, he didn't even succeed. So, but why would they want Reagan dead? he didn't even like want Reagan dead for political purposes. He just wanted him dead because he was trying to impress Jodie Foster.
Right?
So,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But yeah, he's a free man now.
Maybe.
What's even more messed up? Do you know about the Gladbeck hostage situation in Germany?
Yeah, let's hear about that.
These guys took were robbing this bank.
What? Jamie,
and
can
the
you pull it up
police
for me?
The police caught up. The police found out they were robbing the banks. They took these bank employees hostage, and then they took an entire bus hostage, and they shot one of the hostages on the bus. And then they eventually got a car, and then when they were finally apprehended, they shot another one of the hostages. And one of the guys is, I think, free now. He served his time. This is like in the 80s, so he was like, I think, like 2015 when the guys released.
Does this have a fun, wacky ending?
Well, no, it's a sad ending because two people got killed. Because we talked about the guy who shot Reagan was released, and even more fucked up, this guy was released. He's like, he's under a different name, but I'm just saying, you think. That's messed up. Like, this guy killed two hostages. And
welcome
he's walking
to
free.
Zeitgeist Zealots, your favorite true crime podcast.
Zeitgeist is also a German.
Stories. Zeitgeist!
Yeah.
Where stories are vaguely recalled.
Yeah.
Zeitgeist crimes?
But look at the Gladbeck situation. It's just fascinating because there's like a documentary about it. And it was so heavily covered by the media that there's like no need for like commentary. Because they were literally interviewing the hostage takers while they had a gun up to one of the hostages' heads. So they basically made a law after that, like you can't interview criminals while they're committing crimes. So it's interesting. Anyway, back to Last of Us.
Oh, so this just happened.
Yeah. What do you mean just happened?
Oh wait, no, sorry.
So it happened in the 80s.
I typed up.
No, wait. So The Last of Us, what?
I typed up Gladback and
happened.
Free, and I got a headline that says Thuram set to leave Gladback for free amid Chelsea and Inter links. This is talking about Premier Football. What were we saying, Tippers? Or German football?
So are we talking about
The Last of Us? Yes.
Okay. Are we on to episode 6 now?
No. I really want to talk about that sniper scene. That was pretty awesome.
Okay.
That was so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
Rob, how much fun was it to play?
Yeah, it was good. I'm wanting to replay it, but I'm looking into getting the that remake of it that they recently came out with.
Is it for PC?
I think so.
Oh, or you need your PS4 back.
I'm hoping it's not just like PS5 and new gen consoles or something.
I want to play that Final Fantasy VII remake on PS4. Anyway, so yeah, Last of Us, the sniper scene was great, man. It was like an old man. So like that was probably why his aim was shit. Like I was thinking like it was gonna be like a kid or something, or just someone who just didn't know what they were doing. But it was like, no, this was like an experienced sniper at some point. And he just happened to be old, I'm guessing. So, but that was pretty great. And then I think he was like when the trucks are after them, that was a pretty intense scene. So it was just great. It was just a great ending. I mean,
run.
Yeah. And
well, the very ending when that little kid had been bitten.
Oh yeah.
And everyone in the audience, we were all hoping. I
think we all knew that was going to happen, though. I mean, it was still unsettling.
Foreshadowing for sure.
But we all knew they weren't going to make it.
Oh yeah, I checked when that remastered comes to PC.
This is a post Walking Dead Breaking Bad world where children get killed in TV shows.
But think about it.
Yeah.
Like how beautiful, like how well written is that scene? Like how realistic is that scene? Like she's not highly educated, right? Like she hasn't gone through middle school, right? And all these adults are telling her that her blood is the cure, right? So like I can see like a 12 or 14-year-old, it makes sense. It's like, oh, here's my blood, it's the cure, I'll put it on you and I'll cure you, right? But also
fully worked it though. Because it's like up in his,
maybe also tell the
running
adults
through his system.
Yeah.
It's like I don't. If you know, like the vaccine, because we all know how it ends. Like, how soon would you have to be vaccinated before the fungus already works its way through your system? Because like, it was like within a night he was already infected and a zombie.
That's like leaving medicine at the door, but the burglars.
It's 6 hours for us. I think something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, you remember what he's asked is like, "Are you still you when you become a monster?" Which is, I think, basically in the game, like they're still conscious when they're infected with the fungus, but they have no control over their body. I think so.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's even more messed up than like being a zombie. So, because I think like in nature, like the fungus that affects the insects, like the insects are still conscious when the fungus controls them. So,
you think they're still in there?
Well, I mean, at a certain point, the
clickers, the brain is just completely destroyed at that point. But I think like in the early stages, they might still be conscious. I think that at least,
that's what I was thinking. There might be a point, but it just starts taking over and killing them.
Yeah, I mean.
Wait, so have you been playing the game, Forrest?
No, I've never played it, but
it's worth.
I don't need to. I got the show. Yeah, I'll probably play it on easy.
I mean, the show does follow it closely, but with their own little changes here and there.
Not.
Well, the Bill episode was a major departure.
Oh yeah, the Bill and Frank episode was really their own thing.
Yeah, but
true.
You know, that was probably, I'd say, they were going for, and we already talked about episode 3 at length. But
see our past episode.
Yeah, listen. Previously on Zeitgeist Zealots, that episode sucked.
little short cutaway.
Yeah.
Well, episode 6 I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was definitely a slow burn. It was a slower episode, but we finally get to see Tommy again. It definitely probably the best civilization or best post-apocalypse civilization in this world. This is like the Alexandria. I guess it's Jackson, Wyoming, is where they're at. So Jackson, Wyoming is the Alexandria of the Last of Us world, because Alexandria is the one in Walking Dead. That's the.
They're not communists.
Like, we're in a commune.
Tommy doesn't want to believe it. He just like stops for a second,
which is so ironic, because the last show that the showrunner did, Chernobyl, was very, very just showing how shitty communism is, or at least how shitty Soviet communism is, because they're trying to cover how bad the radiation's spreading.
At 300 people, right?
That's true. It's probably more
sustainable. You can have some form of communism, which they clearly do. Here's my thing. 2 things first. One, we breeze right over.
Working for them, just looking at their town.
Right, that's what I'm saying, Rob. Right? Yeah, like at 300 people, it seems to be effective for them. The couple they meet in the beginning, right? We grazed over them. Those were very famous actors, so I have no idea who they were. Right? I love them. They were fantastic. One, how that lady gets so big, she's been eating a lot over the last 20 years. That man must be one hell of a farmer or hunter.
He's a hunter because he killed that deer. So venison.
But yeah, like, how did they survive? Like, dude, like.
I think one big thing is they were very suspicious of who they let in.
For sure. Very but limited. What about the infected, right? I mean, if you look at Fred and I just blamed his name, Bill, right? The 2 guys, right? Like, they had a whole defensive commune, and it still got, they died of cancer. But like, these guys had no defenses at all, so it's just very weird. And then my second point, you want to come?
I just wondered if Rob can explain this, or maybe you, Mage. Like, why doesn't the fungus infect like other mammals, like deer or cows? Why is it just humans? I would think if it
has like killed them, but I don't know if I don't think it affects them.
So the same usually way. It can only like
I think it also the stuff has the cordyceps have a preference in a way or so.
Yeah, like you have to, like, it's like receptive. That's why like only cordyceps can go after some ants, and I don't believe they can go after like all the ants.
Very species specific.
Yeah, it's not like grasshoppers and stuff like that.
Yeah, just imagine how fucked it would be if like it infected every animal in the world.
God, dude, that'd be so bad.
Like bears, deer, dogs.
Just extinction level event right there.
Yeah.
If you guys go on YouTube, look up the BBC. They did the Beautiful Earth, right? Planet Earth, right? And you've got David Attenborough. There's a great 2.5-minute segment on the ant and the cordyceps fungi.
Yeah, that's what.
And you watch it, and it's crazy to see this shit just fly out of like this ant's head. and then explode for like the spores, and you're just like,
yeah, that's
wow, nature is wild.
Damn, nature, you scary.
Damn, nature. Yeah, like this is some like Australia shit, right?
Literally snakes.
What if nature just slowly gets smarter and smarter over time, and they're just like the next
that's evolution.
Species showing up.
I mean, look at Rise of Planet of the Apes. Like, if gorillas learn how to use guns, we're fucked because they're way stronger than we are.
Yeah, I know, right?
Don't tell them that when they learn.
They'll be swinging from the trees with AK-47s, like, woo!
No, guys, don't sleep on octopuses. They have like 8 brains. They regenerate. They don't die. Or a certain species like don't die. Like they live forever. Like
what?
Those are the true. Oh yeah, there's a species of octopus that like when they mature and they die, instead of dying, they just Benjamin Button all the way back down to baby form, and then they just restart life all over again, and they just repeat the process over and over again.
But they turn into a baby.
Yeah, it'd be like if you go. Yeah, it'd be like if you finish your life, right? You get to 70, and then you go Benjamin Button. I didn't.
Or do they go back to
article?
Baby
they give birth to themselves.
The article didn't specify. They had tested to see if it retained knowledge, but I would imagine so, because it's like America. It's like the world's like craziest creature. It's like that and like the honey badger. I feel bad for the honey badger. It's got a shit name, and it's like the craziest fucking animal. Like that's what you should be naming your football team, is the honey badgers.
What's the bird that like it kills its prey by impaling it on tree limbs?
An asshole.
It's like a shrapnel. I
can hear
a freckle.
I can hear Tim trying to get us back on track.
Anyway, a kestrel. I think it's called a kestrel.
Kestrel.
Yeah, they pick up their prey and they just like other birds and just like impale them on like sticks and twigs and stuff. They're like the serial killers of the animal kingdom, the bird kingdom. Anyway, so yeah, thank goodness.
Do they do that in less than 20 parsecs? In 12 parsecs?
Oh, it's the Kessel Run, but I get what you're going for. You get B for effort. So
yay.
So episode 6. This was, I think, no zombies in this episode, or fungsies, like fungal zombies, fungsies, or fungbees. So it was. We saw some monkeys though. Were the monkeys in the game?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
One thing I noticed they didn't put in, I thought they were about to go into they've run into the zoo/museum, and it was kind of cool, the little interactions they had in there. Like they had this little like mini rocket ship. It's kind of like a kid's area, the museum.
Oh, I heard about this.
And Joel tells her to like close her eyes, and he's like explaining what she's seeing inside a rocket, and like it was just really sweet seeing.
I think they pretty much did that with the truck. I think they were like tying that scene together because she was like all whimsical.
He even mentioned that they probably escaped from a zoo, so I thought like that's where it was about to lead.
Is that where you see the giraffe? Because I've been hearing about this giraffe.
Yeah, that's where you see
it
the
on
giraffe.
Thumbnails and stuff. And okay, damn, I really
it's that zoo/museum area they go to.
Dude, imagine a clicker giraffe. That'd be freaking crazy. But yeah, thank goodness the fungus doesn't infect other species. So
yeah, PETA would have been pretty upset about that.
I'm sure PETA really hates the boys because like they've murdered like a dolphin and a whale horribly on that show.
I'd be like, yeah, PETA.
Oh wait, when's the new boys coming out? Is that
probably?
Yeah, season 3 is this year. Right?
There's that spin-off show called Citizen or Gen V.
It's
which,
season 3, right?
Yeah, yes. But there's a spin-off show called Gen V that's coming out, but
wait, is it?
I haven't heard about that.
No, season 4, because season 3 was with Soldier Boy.
Season 3 was with
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. But so episode 6, I mean, it was cool. They were watching. They had movies there. They had, I think they teased Ellie's girlfriend because wasn't that one girl looking at her and they ran away?
I don't know if she has a girlfriend. She definitely teased some antisocial behavior.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, that's not the girl from the next week's episode preview.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. Don't spoil it. I don't want to know anything.
Well, you won't because it's a DLC episode.
Downloadable. Oh, okay. So how many episodes are left? Because just 3? There's 9 episodes this season.
9 episodes total. Yeah.
So Rob, how far through the game are they? Like, what percentage?
Yeah, Rob, you broke my heart earlier.
Well, it seems like they're already about to go into the second game now.
Don't they run into cannibals?
They kind of
wait.
Up a little bit.
Is the other game called The Second to the Last of Us?
It's Last of Us Part 2.
All right, but so let's run through the episode. I want to go back to my second point. 1, I want to talk about I talked about the structure of the old couple. 2, Jackson, right? The city, beautiful city, right? Very, I looked at that wall and I was like, damn, that is one good-looking fortified wall. However,
yeah,
I just saw a bloater last episode, and bro, that wall is not thick enough. And it made me realize, dude, if I was in this scenario, right, 20 years in the making of The Last of Us, right, I think all I would do with every ounce of my free time would just be to fortify my walls. I think I would just be OCD, nervous tick, I'd find a piece of wood, I'd go find a nail and a hammer.
Get all the best, straightest trees.
Yeah, just everything.
Because
that's a good looking fort, but that fort's
not
gonna stop a single bloater, let alone a car.
It's sort of like
here's
in the
guys,
game.
Here's a very serious question.
It's like Attack on Titan, but with a bloater. Attack on bloater. Just have one bloater just run through the wall.
Yeah, they did that in Lord of the Rings.
I was talking about Attack on Titan because no one's seen Attack on Titan.
I'm not a loser. I'm just a nerd. So I don't get your Attack on Titans reference. Listen to my Lord of the Rings reference.
The entire show is just about not zombies,
guys being attacked. I understand.
Monsters trying to break the walls. So anyway, I think I had the title for the episode at least.
Yes. Oh, title of the episode was Kin, K-I-N.
The episode of our podcast I'm gonna call Attack on Bloater.
Oh, maybe. We'll try to think of something.
Or how about Bloaty McBloatface?
Guys, there's something called an SEO, a search engine optimization.
Or how about
gotta hit the title for that.
How about Hope Bloats?
So they enter Jackson City and we see Joel and Tommy reconnect, and then we find out Tommy's married, right?
With a kid on the way.
I'm here to save you, and he's doing perfectly fine.
He's nah, dude. Yeah, I wish I could save you. He's married to the girl from True Blood, who's fantastic.
Yeah.
And dude, how awkward would it be if she had shot him?
Oh
yeah.
Right?
We got to talk about.
They circled him before they came in. It'd be oh hey, I met your brother, and then I shot him. That would be awkward.
We got to talk about the dog scene.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
We didn't know the dog because he can't tell them that she's bit, but she's not infected.
Right.
Because they'll just kill her. But if he's
explain,
but if the dog smells it, she's dead anyway. So it's just
yeah, that was a tough scene there.
And he doesn't want to let anyone know that, because she's the most valuable person on the planet now.
Yeah, right? He even admitted that he just froze.
I'm just a scaredy cat. I'm just a big scaredy cat. What the dog scene reminded me of?
Yeah, that got emotional with him.
Dude, Pedro Pascal, just what an actor. Just
all
around. Phenomenal acting. This was a slower episode, right?
Oh, but I felt that scene.
The acting, right? It was just so good by her and the actress who plays Ellie. What's her name? Just really good stuff.
Bella Ramsey, is that it?
Yeah. That's it. I always forget because I'm Ramsey, and I always think about Ramsey Bolton. I'm it's not Ramsey because that's a Game of Thrones character. So I always forget about that. Thank you. Yes, that's her.
Hey guys, wait. I have a question? Did Billy Joel die?
No, because Joel had died in this episode because he got stabbed or shanked. and I was like, only the good die young, but that because Billy Joel. I was trying to make it all.
And Joel's so young.
Yeah, but Joel is not good because he like murdered a bunch of people and stuff. He's not like.
What did you think
but he's
about
trying to atone.
What do you think about the Christ symbolism with him getting stabbed by a spear in the side?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Maybe
was it like
Christ symbolism?
Was he like lying
really?
with his arms
Are you
spread?
sure?
No, he's just like Ellie's
Maybe that's
savior
just a commonplace
In a diaper.
to get stabbed.
Yeah.
Probably.
Without
I mean,
dying.
probably.
I mean,
I
you
mean,
stab in the
think of, like,
shoulder, you
all
can bleed
the-
out really quick.
Think about all the other shows where someone's been stabbed in the stomach. Is there always like a Christ, allegory there?
Yes, but that's
Maybe.
only because I watch Zack Snyder exclusively.
Oh yeah, when Superman's just floating in space with his arms spread, it's like
Just
easy.
everything.
Like make it more subtle
Easy there,
Zach.
Zach. Easy there,
Like
Zach.
some more subtlety, please.
So speaking of subtlety, Joel talks to Tommy, and I thought this was really interesting. I don't know if you guys picked this up, but in comparison to Joel talking to Tommy and then Joel talking to Ellie, right? Especially in the confines, right, or what am I thinking of? The glasses, right? The viewpoint of family, right? So Joel tells Tommy originally that Tess is all right, and then later on he admits that Tess is dead. And then we have a similar thing going on when he talks to Ellie, and he originally tells Ellie that he wants to grow sheep, or he wants to be a shepherd.
He must be a
Right?
singer.
No, originally he said he wants to be a shepherd, and he wants to get a bunch of sheep, right?
But
Which
then
made me think about the Jesus metaphor, right? But then later on, he admits that he wants to be a singer. So I think he's like opening up, right? At first,
Also-
he's hard on the outside, but then he softens up and he tells the truth that Tess is dead, that actually he wants to be a singer.
Just like Billy Joel. It's all connected.
It's all connected, baby. So I thought that was like just really beautiful.
What?
Yeah, and I have a note here. Tommy and I have something in common. We're both about to be dads. That's exciting fucking shit.
Hey.
Wait, when's the
Yeah.
due date? What's going on with that?
In September. So look for
All right.
a short
Virgo?
hiatus. Maybe.
Or is that Virgo's in September?
I have no idea. I'll have to find you. I'll have to ask.
Yeah.
You know who's not getting pregnant? Ellie. Anytime soon. Because she gets a female condom. And after watching Euphoria,
that was a diaphragm, right? Or a.
I think that's just a female condom. There might have been a diaphragm, but I don't know.
I
They
skipped
only showed
that
me,
day in sex ed class. So.
They don't have that day in sex ed class. They just showed the condom and the banana.
Well, she doesn't need a condom. She just needs whatever that was. It looked like I thought it was like for lactation almost.
No one needs whatever she has, right? No one's gonna use that. Stop! Put this gigantic thing in. No,
I thought it was like a feminine hygiene product. Actually,
it is. Well, not a hygiene. Well, it's definitely a feminine product.
But she's just like she's too young to be doing that anyway. So I thought it was like a.
It's
Feminine
better to
hygiene.
have it, not need it, than need it and not have it. But yes, you're absolutely right. She is way too damn young. However, after watching Euphoria, I was starting to get really worried about where this scene was heading.
Oh, what happened in Euphoria?
The listeners at home are loving that joke. Euphoria is getting a bunch of backlash because it's just a show about high schoolers having sex and doing drugs. You're just like watching 16-year-olds bang. It's very unsettling.
Oh, okay. Well,
Ew.
Like what? Yeah. It's
Well,
like, all right,
hopefully-
guys, let's leave
hopefully-
11th grade and go bang in the bleachers. And it's just like, what am I watching here? How is
Yeah,
this,
what?
how is this still going on?
where were these girls when I was in high school? Anyway.
They were under the bleachers. They weren't on the cross country team.
Oh, I didn't go under the bleachers, so I wasn't looking in the right places. So,
You find
yeah, so
love in
that's-
all the wrong places.
Alderaan, yeah. That's
Alderaan
That's
places.
what Luke Skywalker did. He was looking for love in Alderaan places when he kissed his sister.
Oh, that's
So-
not
Ooh,
right.
on that note, that was an excellent joke, guys. I gotta go, regrettably.
We love you, Tip.
Yeah.
Guys, this has been
See you,
just a
Tip.
tip.
Yes, and you. The last of me.
Us.
Next time, Gadget.
Alright, see you guys.
So we see Joel asking Tommy to take Ellie to the Fireflies because he's too old and he's too deaf. Spoiler alert.
I think he just
that's
wanted
what
to
kills him.
I think he just wanted to. I think he just wanted to
It
relax.
seemed like
in
he was
Jackson.
having some heart trouble there or something too.
Yeah,
He just wanted to relax in Jackson. He didn't want to take Ellie more.
He
I'm
saw
done. I'm retired.
Tipsy Bison, and he was like, "I could go for a good beer right now."
He's like, they have movies, they have whiskey here. I'll just stay here. Tommy, you take her. He gets on a recliner and just starts dancing like Tom. Starts like Tom Cruise.
And I'll hang out here in your new.
I'll keep Jackson
house.
safe. You just
I'll hang out here with your wife.
Let
keep
me
your
know
wife
how
safe.
it goes.
Yeah. And then so apparently Ellie overhears Joel trying to pawn her off to Tommy, and just phenomenal acting by Ramsey. Just like, this is exactly how a kid would act. Like, fine, whatever, I don't need you, go. Everyone else has left me.
That was like exactly
great
from the
acting.
video game too, right?
Yeah.
So
I've lost people too. Like, dude, that's like, yeah, it's hard to play. Like, yeah, he lost his daughter, but like, dude, like you're playing the Lost game in an apocalypse, right? Like, you guys have lost everyone. Like that, like you guys have, like,
everybody's lost
Everybody's
everyone.
lost somebody.
everyone's lost somebody. Yeah, everyone's lost a lot of people, right? Like, Joel's such an asshole sometimes, which makes him human, and I love it. But he's
What do you
also
know about
such a
loss?
prick.
It's like a lot.
But you know, sometimes he's
right
just
at the beginning of it all too.
so funny.
What was
Right,
that?
like-
Day one of the apocalypse?
Yeah, he already lost his daughter. But you all remember that scene where like he sees a girl who sort of looks like what his daughter would have looked like if she grew up.
If she had grown up, yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
and I think
man.
she had a
version.
kid too. Yeah,
yeah, touching, pulling out those heartstrings.
yeah. Sad.
But Joel decides to steal a horse, even though he could just ask for one. He goes to steal it, and then procrastinates for 30 minutes until Tommy and Ellie show up, and then he takes Ellie back. You got, you know, pretty much like a guilt trip. Nice guilt
then
trip by Ellie.
And then he gets stabbed because he was exactly right. He was way
too old and too dumb,
Yeah,
or too deaf. Yeah,
he was like, his last words was, "I was right."
I fucking told you so. I fucking called it.
I could be in a
But-
recliner right now.
So you're talking about the dialogue in this episode, right? And like, he's explaining the old world to her, and he explains like NFL and 10 yards and 4th downs and stuff. And then he talks about what he does, and he's like, everyone loves contractors. Then I like, laughed out loud. I was like, that's genuinely like hilarious. Like, everyone, in reality, everyone hates contractors, right? But like, she doesn't know that, right? So just fucking knuck it up, dude. Yuck it up. Just, hell yeah, everyone loved contractors. We were America's
Contractors were
professions.
more important than doctors.
Yeah, that's obviously because we just shoot doctors willy nilly here in the Last of Us land.
Contractors are more loved than rock stars, professional athletes, and actors.
So they get to the University of Eastern Colorado. The Fireflies have
Home of
abandoned
the
ship.
Fireflies.
They've
Woo.
left.
I'm guessing. I don't know. What is Eastern Colorado's mascot, Major?
I believe they were the
Monkeys?
No, they were the Rams. I think they were some four-legged hoofed creature.
How awesome would it have been if they were just the Fireflies?
Right?
And they were just like, we're just gonna name like there's a really
I'd like
big
that's too easy. That like if I was Fedra, I'd like that's the first place we're looking is
home of the fighting Fireflies.
Yeah, the University of Buzz.
They're not even like the University of Colorado, they're like the University of Eastern Colorado.
Eastern Colorado. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't trust any of the medicine coming out of Eastern Colorado, unless it's shrooms. Colorado has a very awesome psilocybin research program, a bunch of research programs.
Wait, they're experimenting with fungus? Isn't this show all about the perils of that?
These are different mushrooms. These are the cool mushrooms.
These are
the mushrooms that will get you high, not make you climb up to a high place and explode.
This is the fungus that messes with your mind, not the kind that will mess with your mind and kill you.
Yeah, not the kind of
and turn you into a zombie. The fun kind of fungus.
Putting the fun in fungus since 1969.
So,
See,
I'm guessing
there's an episode title for you. Putting the fun in fungus.
Fun fungus. Well, I did Beavis and Funghead last week, and
yeah,
they come
get
with
a
all
lot
the
of views. Who's even watching Beavis and Butthead? I didn't even know that show got rebooted. That sounds awful.
It was actually pretty funny because they go to an escape.
I watched room. The first. I watched the escape room episode.
Oh no, I heard you guys review the escape room episode, and I'm curious enough. I want to hear about the escape room.
Like they're so stupid. They go into a men's.
I just hate their voices.
It's Mike Judge.
I just feel like I get stupider listening to it.
Fire, you kick ass.
It's like he's acted like the smart guy, but they're just so dumb
saying the dumbest shit. That's the story of my life.
Yeah. Anyway, so Beavis and Funkhead. But yeah, what do you think is going to happen next week? Think Joel's going to die?
No, I think, spoiler alert, we're going to get a flashback episode for some DLC content. Rob, did you ever play the DLC? Yeah, so next episode's going to be a flashback to how Ellie got infected. We're going to meet her friend Riley. We're going to find out where she gets her pun book. We're going to find out about the mall. And I haven't played the game. This is on the previous speculation, right? But she says she's killed someone before.
Oh.
I'm wondering if it's her best friend, Riley. We'll find out next episode. What do you guys think is going to happen next episode? What do you guys think about this episode? I wanted to talk about the Bad Batch, episode 7 and 8.
The
clone conspiracy and the truth again. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do that another time.
What happens with Joel with the game?
No, we'll save that for tweeted us, and Robbie will DM you what happens.
Because actually happens. I know the part 2 game.
We all know what happens. None of us want to know what happens. Thanks, internet, for spoiling it. I'm trying to forget everything. Sometimes you just wake up in the middle of a nap and YouTube's just like in the middle of like balls deep of a spoiler.
Oh, hey,
you're
look.
like, no, Binary, no. All right, guys, what do you think? Oh, I forgot to plug us. Z-Zealot Podcast on Twitter. One day we'll have a YouTube, but that day is not today, and it won't be tomorrow.
We're talking about Ant-Man?
We're going to do a special episode for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania, a.k.a. John Majors Mania. So come back for some Major Mania with this Major.
Kiss, kiss, Kang, Kang, we call it.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm looking forward to more Kang.
I love that. Kiss, Kang Kang, or is it Piss Piss Kang Kang? Because man, the reviews have not been great to this movie, so people are very upset about it.
I thought it was way better than Wakanda Forever and Love and Thunder.
I think the user reviews have been good, but not those.
And also, this was like way better than the second Ant-Man movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp. That one,
fun,
and that one got positive reviews. So I don't know like why they hated on this one.
I mean, I enjoyed it more than the last Spider-Man.
I mean, the only biggest gripe with this movie, which is like a small gripe, was like Bill Murray was just like in paycheck mode. He was like,
Bill Murray was stupid. Bill Murray didn't need to be in that movie.
They just wanted Bill Murray in the movie, and he was just like, all right, just give me like $1 million for a day's work.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't want Bill Murray in the MCU, but who did like?
And just make my character have banged Michelle Pfeiffer at some point in the past, and he says,
Michelle Pfeiffer, that white gold. I get it now, dude. She's hot. I get it why Brenda Mars called her.
She has a great skincare routine.
She has aged very, very well.
Yes. So she was also the best cat.
Michael Douglas was fantastic in this movie. Jelly Michael Douglas, pissed off Michael Douglas, old senile Michael Douglas who loves ants. I loved Michael Douglas in this movie.
He didn't have a whole lot to do.
Ants. From Ant-Man and the Wasp Mania.
Yeah. He didn't have a whole lot to do in this movie, but at least they were just like, he loves ants.
We will talk about this and so much more next time on Zeitgeist Zealots.
Well, thanks for listening. I'm Forrest.
Yeah. I'm Major.
And I'm Robbie.
All right. Have a great one.
Was Awkward Silence. Thanks for listening, guys. We appreciate it.
All right. Bye, everyone.